of the State of Gaming. This is the first episode of State of Gaming. This is the All Facts, No Cap podcast. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I said it. Yes, I said it. This is the All Facts, No Cap podcast. And I know when we introduced this on Twitter, and everyone's going to say, well, you got some of the biggest cappers in Xbox, in the Xbox community on the same show together. You know they ain't finna tell the truth about nothing. Well, this is our own platform where you can hear us voice our real opinions, our true opinions, not only about Xbox, not only but about PlayStation, about Nintendo, and everything else that involves gaming. So you're going to hear it all from here, from all of us. I have my brother 706 Gamer on the show.
Yo.
And we have 00 Mellow.
Top of the deuce.
And this is our new show called State of Gaming, where you can hear our opinions clear, concise. We're not yelling over nobody. We're not getting yelled. We're not getting yelled over, okay? So before we get started, I know y'all see the headlines. Sony tried to force Xbox out of the market. Okay, that's going to be our main topic today. We might get into other things as the show move on. Please give us time and patience to really get everything going. We got a State of the Gaming YouTube channel and things like that. We're still working on banners and logos and things behind the scenes to make this thing really, really, really official for y'all. And we even have a State of the Gaming Discord that we're going to be inviting people to as well. So before we get the show started, I definitely want to give you all y'all due respect for showing up and supporting this platform in this new show. We really appreciate it. So I'm gonna start off shouting y'all names. We got MK, we got what Trey Mack. Yes, sir. We got Bria, we got Southstar, we got Swordfish. We got who else? Who else? 22. Master Sip 40 with the $2. Congrats on the new show. Garuda Legends, yes sir. Garuda Legends Champion Edition. Bossy One. We got Steezy Bone. We got Max City with the $10. Bots hate to win. Post. We finally got the W, and these dog shit fuckings want to give shit to Sony. Man, get out of here.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it. Get out of here. Bots that doesn't play COD trying to destroy it. Fall back bots every year. Okay. Then we got Como on Triple Fight, KOMO. We got Johnson. We got Dizza Digital. We got Last Warning. The Dizza Digital. And then we got Michael Tran. We got Joel. We got Thriller Ali. We got who else? 22 with the $5 post. Before we get started with the 15,002 cap, tell Mello to spell pattern. Yo, and we got already off the rip. Look, this is going to be an amazing. I don't think this show going to be what y'all think it is.
It really isn't. I promise you it isn't.
I don't think y'all gonna be what they think it is, but what y'all think it is. But we finna get started. Sif Marks, what's up? So what I want to say is hit the like button. Make sure y'all share this out and let people know that we are live. We're definitely trying to grow the audience and grow this platform. But we're not gonna jump into the main topic so far in terms of Sony tried to force Xbox out of the market. We're gonna get there. I do want to get because I haven't talked to Mello or Noah in this space where I can hear their opinions on the announcement of Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. So we're going to start there. We'll talk about the fallout and the response to fanboys and the media and stuff like that. And then we'll try to transition over into the over into the topic, okay? So if you're just showing up, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. In a couple of days, I'm gonna drop the link to the state of play, the state of game. I said state of play. Yeah. Forget Sony. The State of Gaming YouTube channel, to where y'all can subscribe directly there, and we can really get these numbers up and going, okay? All right. So who we gonna start off with? Mello, Noah, which one of y'all want to go first, man? Hell,
I'm gonna let the king go first. Go ahead, Noah. Go ahead.
Noah, where were you? Where were you when you heard the news? Where were you when you heard the news? When you first heard the news, what was your reaction when you first heard the news? Go ahead, brother.
Oh man, y'all want me to keep it 100?
Yeah.
All right, man. So this is where I was. I had to work that day, so
okay.
I woke up late.
Okay.
I was this close to calling out, and I reached over, looked at my phone, before I got up, got fresh and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm tired, bro. I'm like sleepy. I think I stayed up the night before. And I'm looking at Twitter, and I'm seeing these crazy posts. Like I forget what that girl name is, but she's a journalist, and she's like, Microsoft's looking to purchase Activision.
Oh, you talking about Dana?
I think that Dana. Was her. Yeah,
you talking about Dana? She worked for Bloomberg. Yeah, go ahead. You talking about Dana? I know who you talking about.
And I'm thinking, do I need to go back to sleep? Like, they explained to me already. Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then I scroll down a little further, and I see it's a picture of the Xbox webpage, and it has, "We want to welcome Activision to the family." And I'm like, hold on, bro. Am I dreaming? Like, because I'm like half asleep, dog. Like, and I checked the date, and I think, what was it, January 18th? I'm like, oh my God, it's not even April 1st. This can't be real.
Yeah,
bro. Automatic. All my energy just hit me, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready to go to work. I jumped, bro. I didn't even brush my teeth. I just hopped in the Discord with you niggas. Like, hey, y'all was already in here. Like, I was late. I was late to it. It was still early in the morning, but I was late to it. And y'all already in the Discord, bro. And I'm like, this is real. This is.
That boy hopped in the Discord, morning breath and all.
Yeah. Y'all probably smelled it through the microphone, boy. Hey.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope. Hey Mello, what about you, man? Where were you and what were your reactions to the announcement?
Well, I was at my little 9 to 5. I had just worked a little double, right? So for whatever reason, I was on Twitter. I don't know who I was talking to, but I started seeing the Twitter spaces jumping off. And it kept saying Microsoft bought Activision. So it was a whole what's next. I think one of them said, what do we do next after this or something or whatever. It was the exact day. So I go in, I forgot the name. I think it was Behemoth. I think his name was Behemoth. And he was just sitting there crying and bawling tears and shit. Just
what?
Oh my God, they bought them all. And this is a insult to gaming, and it's a monopoly. They finna take over everything. Why would they do this? And
he was crying real tears.
Bro, he was crying real tears, brother. Like, I mean, if you can hear the shiver in his voice, you knew he was hurt.
Wow.
And one of the guys finally let me talk about it, and I said, and I literally just threw him for a loop with it. I said, bruh, you gonna be okay. This is like an episode of Power. You know what I'm saying? You understand who the villain is, but just know we gonna spank y'all ass for a reason.
Talk.
This is what you wanted.
Talk.
That's all I said. This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for.
Yeah.
And now you're getting it in your face now, sir. You're gonna be okay. Pause. So, they went into their little rant about it and everything, and it was just funny to me because the hurt. Because I told you Negroes about this. I told you. And y'all didn't want to listen. Yeah. But we're going to get into what I told y'all as the show continues.
Okay. Well, I was in the crib, man. I was in the bed. I had just woke up. I wake up early because my initial job shift was I had to be at work at 8 o'clock. So I usually get up around 6 or 7, get the kids up, get them ready, whoop the band. But this time my shift got pushed back to 10:30 a.m. So I had time to kind of get up and kind of lay around in the bed for a minute. But I came down to my office and I looked at my phone and I say, at first I thought it was a Game Pass thing. I ain't gonna even cap. When I first glanced at it, because I still had crud in my eyes too. You know, you're fresh waking up. I'm like, no, I had the morning breath and everything. You feel me? That dragging in the morning. You feel me? And crud in my eyes. I'm sitting in my office chair. I'm getting the crud out of my eyes, and I look at the phone, and I see something about Xbox and Activision, and I'm like, I'm just thinking they've had to put some games into Game Pass. Then I did a double take. I look, I say, never. I say, you lying. Stop it. So I go on Twitter, right? I get to scrolling on Twitter. I go in the home and everybody talking about it. I hop in the Discord. People like Noah, people already in the voice channel talking about it. Soon I hop in, everybody talking. People like, what is going on? So I'm in there like, no, this never. I say, are you serious? And then Legend was like, yes, Post, they're bad Activision Blizzard. I say, let me call Z. Z the first person I call, bro. Z the first, I call Z. Yo, what's good, Post? Yo, have you been on Twitter? No. Do you know what just happened? No, what happened? I said, Microsoft just brought Activision Blizzard. He like, what? I said, Microsoft just brought Activision Blizzard. This nigga on the phone. Oh my God. It's over. It's over. I say, we got to do a show. I said, we got to do a show today. I'm going to hit you back. And we spent the whole day in that Discord just like in disbelief. Hey, Z literally said, oh my God, like that. He was like, oh my God. Yeah. And I still get up, even though that was announced a couple days ago. I still get up and have to go on Twitter and my notifications, or even to Phil Spencer Twitter, to look at the announcement, because this shit is still literally unreal to me.
Yeah.
You know, this is, but it was a power play, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about its levels to this whole gaming, to this whole tech thing. It's levels, and Microsoft is showing you levels in conversations that Sony can partake in, that Nintendo can partake in. This type of spending is different. This is a whole different conversation. You're not even in the same room with these boys that can spend money like this, that can 60, 70 billion out the door. It's a different conversation. So we're going to talk about that. So the next thing I want to get into before we get to the main topic is, okay, we get to the announcement, right?
Right.
We find out about that.
Okay.
The next thing we need to talk about is the fallout in terms of the fanboys and the media alike, in terms of how they're responding to this. You feel me,
I'm
Mello?
going first on this. Hold on.
Huh?
Some of them right here in the chat.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So while Mello is getting ready, I'm gonna get these super chats. Rob, who randomly robs everybody with the $2. What's up, posting panel? Thank you, bro, for showing up and supporting the channel. We appreciate it. Carlos Alvarado with the $2. Our desire. Xbox P3 has a list of demands coming. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that word desire, because you ponies, I don't think y'all understand why he used that word. But we finna start off with because the fallout has been crazy. And so I'm gonna let Mello kick this off, and then we're gonna kind of piggyback off him. So go ahead, Mello, take it.
So, I just got to ask first, Post. You know, my people's. Is this PG-13 or I can get R-rated real quick? You know what I'm saying?
We are adults here. We are all
okay,
adults.
Okay.
But we're keeping in mind. We probably have children or kids watching, so you can straighten line a bit.
We'll keep in mind. Okay. So to start off, I've told you, Ravage Dogs, which are the Sony fanboys.
Oh wow!
On time and time again. I date back, you know what I'm saying? I used to be in Z's Next Gen, Bang Bang, Facebook. And we had these, I'm talking about back in the day. We talking about maybe Metal Gear, Phantom Pain days. And I told you, Little Ravage Dogs, that Sony was putting themselves in a box. And that box means that they're spending millions and millions of dollars just on single player based games and not focusing on what's coming in the horizon, which was multiplayer. Now they still back. They bought all these exclusive deals and trying to get all these skins and map packs for all these shooter games to help cover up the BS that they had going on, because they were afraid to make multiplayer games. Now, since Microsoft said, okay, I'm gonna let y'all cook for a minute, we're gonna figure the landscape of gaming. We're gonna figure out what's going on with the landscape of gaming and the direction that it's going. And they find out that pattern. Now they kicking y'all draws in y'all ass because y'all sat here and supported a brand that was only doing one thing and one thing right, which is single player. How does it feel? How does it feel? Come on now. Come on.
Yes, son. You know what? And see, all of this is going to lead right into our main topic, because when he brought up the exclusive deals that Sony was making, they was doing those exclusive deals for a reason, especially in the Xbox One era, where you're outselling your competition 8-1 in hardware sales. That gave you an advantage in terms of getting those exclusives, probably at a lower price, since you had no competition, right?
Yep.
You had no competition in terms of the Xbox. You're not really, Nintendo platform is not really, at that time, wasn't even third party friendly. You feel me? So Sony was in a powerful position with how many systems that were selling to go to these third party companies and get these exclusive deals to try to dry Microsoft out, or starve Microsoft of content. Noah, what you think about the fallout of this announcement and how the media and fanboys been acting?
Hey, before I do, there's a dude in the chat, Southstar. He mentioned buying an Xbox for Activision games and COD. F out of here. What? That's what he has to say. But he must not be educated on what the best selling game on PlayStation was last year, and continues to be. Call of Duty is your best selling game. If you lose that, Sony's gonna lose so much revenue. But this is really serious. You laughing, but Jim Ryan and Herman Holtz are probably sitting in the office with their heads down. That's how serious this is. But to your question, Post, I think it's ironic. Like they've been poking the bear for years. They've always laughed, hey, Xbox lost this game. They don't have this Street Fighter game. They lose a final. Just a couple of weeks ago, they were laughing about Final Fantasy not coming to Xbox. What is Microsoft going to do?
Yeah, they was Final Fantasy 16. They've been laughing about that for a while. Yeah. That is Forspoken, and the exclusive deal on Forspoken.
There's no third-party games. Any game or deal they lock down is a 69 rated game. Is trash. Nobody wants an Xbox. I hope Xbox leaves the market and just leaves it all to PlayStation and Sony. Yeah. And look where we at today. Microsoft responded in one swoop. In one swoop, they turned the tables around. Now you're looking at PlayStation. Now what I see on Twitter is some of these guys are wondering if they're going to be able to play Call of Duty in the next couple of years. They may not even have the biggest franchise. is Xbox done acquiring studios? What other games are y'all going to be missing out on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is huge, dog. Like, all of that pointing the fingers is pointing back at you, dog.
You know what's funny to me is with this whole Fallout thing, because I took a couple of days to just go on Twitter. I went on NeoGAF, I went on Reset Era, and Reset Era and NeoGAF. If you ever want to laugh hilariously, if you ever want to see pain when it comes to when Xbox make a big announcement, go on Reset Era and NeoGAF and go in one of their threads and just read through the pages, read the pain, the tears. It is so funny. It's crazy because I immediately started seeing people say, I have never brought a card game in my life.
Oh, snap.
What? These are PlayStation fans, might I add. I have never brought a card game in my life. You feel me? And I don't even buy Activision games. When the last time I brought an Activision game? These are the things. These are the things.
Nice.
COD is trash. COD is on a decline. Of course, it's on a decline. Look at the culture and the atmosphere of the company and where it's at right now. When you have developers protesting because they're trying to get equal rights and things like that. They're trying to get executives out that's been hitting them with sexual assaults and things like that. So I always say, if the people in the team ain't right, the product ain't gonna be right.
Facts.
Go ahead, Noah.
And to that, even on the decline, it's still outsold Spider-Man. Like, bro, let's put things in a perspective.
It's still outselling a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's still outselling a lot of things. So immediately they go to, I have never brought a card game. I don't know when the last time Activision had a real good game. I ain't brought an Activision game. Then they go to Call of Duty is trash. Then they go to Microsoft is bad for gaming. This is bad. Microsoft is a monopoly. They go now all of a sudden they went from fanboys to lawyers to merger and acquisition lawyers.
To 500 Fortune 500 company
Fortune $500. Now they went to Harvard and Yale. Now they know about acquisitions and antitrust laws. Now they know about
contractual agreements
and contractual agreements and what
they know the contract.
Bro, this is crazy. Microsoft trying to monopolize the industry. And they don't even know how insignificant we are in terms of the console gamer. Mm-hmm. They don't know how insignificant we are to compared to the industry as a whole.
That's true.
You feel me?
Yeah. I want to say
go ahead.
I just want to throw in a little bit. I'm gonna piggyback on that journalist situation because again,
that's another thing I want to talk about too. But go ahead.
When it comes to this news, it's just like the news. We supposed to go there for content that's supposed to be non-biased to give us an opinion to help us go along our days.
Yeah.
What you're seeing, in my opinion, no proof is here, but once that bag has ran out, and the company that you ran to for that said bag has failed, what do you do now? That's my question. Because you've been talking negative on a particular brand for no reason whatsoever.
And they still talking negative.
Allegedly.
Look how
you wasn't getting paid for this. You was not getting paid for this, allegedly. But now since the table has turned, what can you say now?
Bro, look at some of the articles that's been coming out about this.
Bro, the Game Pass. When Game Pass was announced, this is detrimental to gaming. And this is
not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Not sustainable. And this is coming from news outlets saying this, giving this depiction, instead of them being optimistic and trying to be non-biased.
Yeah.
So what do you do now? You gonna backtrack? You gonna backtrack them statements? You gonna kiss Phil ass? What you gonna do?
Oh no, but hold on. We gonna figure that out in a minute. Let me get these bills before they pile up. Shout out to Tip Diamond with the $2. Sup, Post Mellow Noah. Hit the like button. You right about that, brother. Carlos Alvarado with the $2. Contractual obligations. After that, Heart Xbox. Max City Entertainment with the $5. At Jack Moo, Johnny been loving all this shit. He been kicking back, laughing at all these ponies and Sony fans. The shit is and was hilarious. Shout out to Carlos Alvarado with the $2. Jimmy Ryan becoming really good friends with Phil Spencer. Max City Entertainment with the $2. Sony just lost $260 million. Yeah, I want to talk about that too. COG Xbox exclusive. King Blood Gaming with the $5. Xbox is still trash. PC God tier, Big King. Look at this. Yeah.
Oh my God.
PC God tier. You know what he playing over there, right?
His drive. He trying to figure that shit out.
You know what he playing over there, right?
New drive.
He playing Xbox games over there on that PC.
Yeah, I know.
He playing Xbox games over there on the PC. He might do his 6 or 7 playthrough through God of War. Mm-hmm. But after that, he on them Xbox games over there, player. He ain't playing nothing on this PlayStation 5, but NBA 2K.
The goddamn irony.
What the irony? And we need to see, we need to see your 2021 year in review for PlayStation. We need to see what that look like, player. We need to see what that look like, player. You feel me? Carlos Alvarado with the $2. Let me see here. What steps ponies are on, Post? They looking like they're in denial. They are in denial.
Yeah.
They are in denial. You understand. Look, this is the biggest purchase in Microsoft history. Not just for Xbox. This is the most money they ever spent for acquisition in the history of Microsoft. And it was for gaming. It was nothing related to a Windows operating system. It wasn't nothing related to Office or anything like that, or companies that can help with those services. It was for gaming. If you all don't think that Microsoft didn't put the industry on notice, you're crazy. And this is not just a gaming industry. This is for big tech that will soon be infiltrated. Well, not infiltrating. That will soon force its way into the biggest entertainment sector or whatever in the world.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Microsoft is saying if Google, Amazon, Apple, if y'all gonna come in this industry, you're gonna have to pay your way, and you're gonna have to be willing to spend billions. Because you best believe them boys can spend with Microsoft, especially Apple. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Them boys, Amazon, they can spend. Are they willing to though?
Yeah.
Are they willing to? And I think that's what Microsoft is trying to see. It's no longer about Sony. Sony ain't at this table. Sony can't sit at this table. They cannot have these conversations.
See, but I blame Sony for that. This is the part where I blame Sony because, again, I get what happened in the past when it came to these consoles. Either they trying to buy each other out, getting exclusivities, things of that nature, getting these deals. Yeah. But when Microsoft said, "Hey, we got a behemoth coming, we got something serious coming," hey, yo, Nintendo, Sony. We dominate this area. Let's team up and unify, get all this cross-platform things going on, get all our microtransactions and orders and deals with these games and companies. Let's form this up together so that they can't come in and buy it. Y'all turned y'all back on them. Oh, we don't need you. This is how we trade our games, skip you in the DRM mess.
Yeah.
Skip crossplay. We want to get paid for it.
You'll never see Street Fighter on any other platform ever. Street Fighter 4 on any other platform.
That's where the problem lies.
5, I think it was Street Fighter 5. Yeah.
That's where the problem lies, in my opinion, because you want us remove the fanboy. Again, we have a stronger competitor. It's like the Avengers movie. I'm gonna put this into perspective for you, motherfuckers.
Okay, all right, go ahead, break it down, brother. Break it down. Break it down.
we just gonna scribe it out.
Right.
Xbox is Iron Man. God damn it. Sony is Captain America. No. You read Infamy. You one of them little small characters.
Oh shit!
Nintendo.
Oh man!
Nintendo is Captain America. Let's unify. Because guess what? Baby Thanos, which is Apple, Google, is trying to come through here and wipe out what we done for these decades. I hope that helped y'all.
Microsoft more like Galactus.
There you go. There you go.
Like, you know what? Now. It's crazy to me that, and I want to talk about this too, about how y'all feel about on the subject of exclusivity. Okay, it's different when it comes to Microsoft and Sony. I think more so often than not, Sony is applauded whenever they get a big game or some content exclusive to their ecosystem.
This is true.
They are applauded for it. But then when it comes to Microsoft, they have issues not only with the fanboys, but the media. The media partake in this narrative of stirring the pot. For years, Sony has been getting applauded for constantly purchasing time exclusives or even permanent exclusives for their ecosystem. Right? But when Microsoft do it, I even seen an article on the Tomb Raider where they said that the Tomb Raider exclusivity was bad for gaming.
Glad you brought up Tomb Raider. Remember, it was an interview Jeff Keighley was given to the Tomb Raider devs when they made Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And Jeff Keighley didn't even let the man finish his sentence. So when does it come into PlayStation? You know what I mean? Like this is what we've been dealing with on the Xbox side. Like nobody when it comes to media, like there's really very little concern about games coming to Xbox. It's always
when is it coming to
PlayStation? And then when it gets announced as a PlayStation exclusive, you don't see that same type of energy. Like it's just coming to Xbox. It's just
nobody never asked that though. Never. The media never asked that. Nobody asked about Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy Remake or Forspoken. None of these media outlets ever asked or write an article, when are these games coming to Xbox? But as you said, Jeff Keighley didn't even let the man get the sentence out. And his first question was, okay, forget all the stuff you're saying right now. When is this game coming to PlayStation? It's been like that for generations, brother.
Yeah.
It's been like that for generations.
But my thing is this. I get that part with the narrative of what you guys saying on the sense of they're not bringing awareness to, hey, stop being one-sided per se and saying, hey, this what's going on with Microsoft? Why isn't this coming? But on a business grand scheme of things, I applaud them. The game gonna be the game.
Yeah.
At this point in time, you are my competitor at this moment. So yeah. I'm gonna do what's needed to make my brand shine over yours. That's just the way of the land.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not shunning Sony for being competitive in a space that they were in before Microsoft.
Okay,
you know
I want to make that perspective there because that's the narrative that's being driven in these social media platforms where now y'all want to cry about this because they hack game in the gaming industry. No, the hustle. No. The game gonna be the game. The hustle gonna be the hustle. It's just the principle behind you being a journalist.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. He who controls the narrative controls the mind share. Right. That's what I'm at. I'm not shunning Sony. When you're in business like this and you have competition, your job and your duty is to be competitive because you have a fan base, an entire community that you want to keep excited, that you want to keep that fan base spending within your ecosystem. So you're gonna do whatever in terms of exclusivity or anything like that. I'm just saying in terms of the narrative when it comes to the media outlet and how those narratives change based on where the exclusivity is. Okay. Sony get a pass. They've been getting passed for years. But when it comes, Microsoft don't get that. Microsoft hasn't got that same treatment, and it's obvious. And when you have narratives like that, when you have casual gamers that don't sit on the computers like we do, that's not in these gaming forums or on social media trying to get every bit of gaming news, but still get their information from the same places. When they see those headlines, it affects them different because they're on the outside looking in.
Right.
We on the inside. We know why those headlines are being made. We know who's biased and what journalist is biased and all that stuff. They don't. So when they see that, it has a different effect on them than it does on us. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying the narratives haven't been fair. But all this adds up to them creating a monster. They woke up a sleeping giant.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Before we move along, I'm gonna get the rest of these bills. We got Blast for Me Too with the $2. Props to you fellas. Keep it up. Thank you so much. King's Blood Gaming, my 2021 review. Now you going too far. Post salute, my brother. Yeah, keep that joint tucked, brother. David Mitchell with the $2. Do y'all think Call of Duty will be exclusive? We'll answer that in just a minute, David. I'll answer that and see what they say, okay? Murphy with the $10. What's good, Post? Just wanted to support the channel. Microsoft got these ponies in their feelings. Thank you, brother. We really appreciate it.
Love, man.
Mike City Entertainment with the $2. COD exclusive 2024, 2025 till end of time. and then Harry, I'm not saying your whole name, brother. We're not doing that over here, player. Look. We just gonna say Harry or whatever with the $5. Sony sitting at the kiddie table drinking out of a sippy cup, while Microsoft, Apple, Amazon at the grown-up table.
Big
damn right. Thriller Ali with the $10. Since Disney owns the Spider-Man merchandising right and Sony owns the filming rights, could Microsoft have Activision remake their past retro Spider-Man games from their back catalog?
Oh, wow.
That's an excellent question.
Let me answer that if you don't mind.
Wait, hold on. Before you answer that question, Noah, we're gonna answer David Mitchell question. I want whichever one you all go first. David Mitchell stated, "Do you all think Call of Duty will be exclusive?" I don't know if he said right after the purchase or at some point. What do you think, Noah?
At some point, yeah. I think the main titles will be exclusive to Xbox. Mm-hmm. Warzone, I think, will remain multi-plat.
Okay.
That's just my speculation.
With me personally, no, it's going to be multi-plat due to the fact that Microsoft, what Phil said to me, spoke to me in the spirit world of Xbox. You know what I'm saying? I felt it when I heard it. You know,
he said that brother. We saw the lights.
I saw the vision. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He spoke to me. But when I seen Minecraft and the situation that happened with Minecraft, I see that going with Call of Duty in the sense of we will allow it on whatever platform of choice. But when it comes to that microtransaction and that back end, it's coming all to Microsoft.
All right. I disagree. I disagree with the both of you all. And see, that's what's so great about here. We're not all going to always agree with each other. Right. Minecraft is a platform of its own. It's an entity of its own. It operates, even though they purchase it, it operates on its own. Whenever you see Xbox Game Studios, you never see Minecraft under Xbox Game Studio. You always see it sit off on its own because it's its own platform. Right now, Call of Duty, it's not where in this particular case, I don't think it's big, but I don't think it's big to be considered its own platform. Okay, so in this case, where the industry is going, it's no longer about hardware sales. It's not even longer about software sales. It's about how many subscribers you can get into these services, right? This is the content war has arrived. All right. The content war has arrived. So I look at it in the same space that I look at it when they did with Bethesda. They gave you the same kind of PR prior to them closing on Bethesda because they couldn't make any business assertions about what they was going to do with Activision business. Why? Because with Bethesda business. Why? Because they didn't own them. I think if you're Microsoft and you want to drive subscription sub numbers up, then at some point you will have to make Call of Duty, the franchise, exclusive to any platform that supports Game Pass. You keep Warzone. You keep Warzone where it is because I look at Warzone the same way I look at Elder Scroll Online. But I'm talking about the mainline game of Call of Duty and multiplayer. You keep that exclusive to your ecosystem and say, if you want to access future Call of Duty games, then you have to come to our ecosystem to get it. This is content war. This is content war. All right. That's it. You want them subscriber numbers. You want them subscriber numbers to go up. Then you make Call of Duty, Overwatch 2, Diablo, World of War. You even imagine them throwing World of Warcraft into Game Pass. Oh, yeah. And telling those subscribers that you no longer have to pay a separate fee, even if Game Pass might get a price hike, to tell those subscribers, hey, if you want World of Warcraft, you don't have to pay a separate fee no more. Just pay monthly for Game Pass, and you can only get access to that. But think about Elder Scroll Online and all that. Think about that with Candy Crush. Everybody is thinking about Call of Duty. Look at Candy Crush. Candy Crush has 480 or over 400 million users.
Right.
400 million users, bro. Think about getting all of that or finding a way to transition all those users into Game Pass.
See, my thing is this though. I'm just focusing on the Call of Duty aspect, not the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I did go off. I did go off in the thing. I did go off.
No.
But
You did.
But Call of Duty. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, brother.
But what I'm saying more so in the sense of doing the separation of content, like you just said, it's about subscription. That's it. We got these data centers for a purpose. We need that data. So if it's going to have to force, what I feel like it's going to do is Sony's going to have to allow Microsoft to enter in content related towards Call of Duty. And I don't think Sony's going to do that because that's giving them their back-end access to their users base. I think it's going to be a conflict of interest there. So it may not even go there because of that reason. Sony's going to say, hey, we're not going to allow Game Pass and you to enter a Game Pass
or Xbox Live account to get access to Call of Duty servers.
Exactly.
Because I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to do that when they transition the servers over to Azure.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to happen. So I think, honestly, Sony, it forces their hand to look towards actually either investing or bringing back their old games, multiplayer games. They're going to have to form a shooter. They're
doing that now. They're doing that now. They're partnering with all these companies that have up and coming multiplayer game. You got Naughty Dog that's working on a multiplayer game. I think the Deviation Studio, I think they're working on a multiplayer game, if I'm not mistaken. And then they just partner with a studio that is comprised of Halo, Call of Duty, and some other developers. So they're definitely trying to get there.
But you know that the difference between those games and Call of Duty is a proven success.
Yeah,
Right.
Those
you're
games
right.
have to get there, and we don't know what to expect of those games at this moment.
So let me ask you guys: do y'all think they're gonna hat trick and drop the bag on content that they know of, something like Resistance, Killzone, something like that that's already known with customers?
Well, didn't the Days Gone develop try to position a Return of Resistance and Jim Ryan?
Well, no. They were it was recommended to them
Yeah,
to do a Resistance, but I think the way the guy said it sounded like it was more sarcasm than actually go make a
reality.
Resistance. It was just like,
okay,
hey,
so
find something to do till we figure out where to put you next. That's pretty
Well,
much.
I'm gonna give y'all some free games. So all you little Sony Rabbits fans that's out there, they really need to go ahead and grab yourselves by the bootstrap. You know what I'm saying? And get over there on Jim Ryan and say, hey, we need a SOCOM, we need a Kill Zone, we need something in the next 5 years. We want to say
they can't do that, Mello, because they so busy talking about Xbox all day, brother.
Hey man,
They can't do that, man.
This is free game I'm giving.
What y'all think about this though? About this notion that if Microsoft take their games off of PlayStation, that they're losing money. Hold on.
Nah.
If they take their
they'll lose money initially, but at the end of the day, if you want to play Call of Duty, you know what you got to do. You got to either get you a PC or Xbox.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because we've seen this before. I know for me, I've seen it because I was working in like I was working at Game Slut. I can't use their real names, but I was working at Game Slut at one point. And I remember
Game Slut?
Yeah, Game Slut. I can't use their real name right now. But
okay.
I was working there at one point in time, and it was around the time I want to say maybe GT4 was released. And I think what had happened was the red ring of death happened before the yellow ring of death. So the red ring of death happened, and we was literally getting consoles upon consoles coming in, and people trading in their Xbox and Call of Duty to get it on PlayStation. And when the yellow ring of death happened and the PS3 network,
the PS3 down, it was the YLOD. They called it a YLOD. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, when they network went down, we seen the same thing happen all over again. People was coming in grabbing Call of Duties and
for the Xboxes. Oh, that's so. What you're saying? The Call of Duty fan base is going to go wherever Call of Duty is.
Yeah, exactly.
They go where the games go. That's what the PlayStation guys been telling us for years.
Following is a cult following. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter where it goes. Once they love their game, they're going to go.
So this all I'm saying is that everybody want to talk about how much Microsoft will lose taking Call of Duty. I don't think they'll lose. No. Because if you get Call of Duty into Game Pass, and not only you get past, present, and new Call of Duties into Game Pass exclusively to Game Pass and off PlayStation system, then that player base is going to find this way into the Xbox ecosystem, because now you got the latest Call of Duty day and date for $15 a month. You don't have to spend $70. Well, how does Microsoft don't give up $70? They don't give a fuck about $70, because you know what? All those numbers get consolidated into Game Pass, right? Game Pass is at 25 million. That's damn near 200 and something million a month, damn near 2 to 3 billion a year. So what they'll be losing from PlayStation, they'll gain in Game Pass subscribers and probably make even more. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they don't for Call of Duty being on PlayStation platform, they no longer have to pay Sony that 30% store fee. Okay. Okay. So what they lose in finances on Sony end, they pick up through Game Pass subscribers, right? Right? Sony loses $260 million a year for Call of Duty not being on that. Now let's stop talking about what Xbox will lose all the time. Let's stop talking about. We're not about to do this.
Here come the end of Game Pass is about to show.
Let me tell you something. I got up and had a Game Pass breakfast. I had Game Pass orange juice. I went to the gas station and told them to give me $20 on Game Pass. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, brother? What are we doing here? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Look, it's not about what Microsoft will lose, because I guarantee you, the Call of Duty fan base is going to follow Call of Duty.
Yep.
They're going to follow it.
The number one thing they're going to do is, if you like a PlayStation controller, just going to get a converter.
Yeah.
On the Xbox. That's it. They don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Sony is more worried about losing Call of Duty on their platform than Microsoft is about losing the revenue from Sony platform.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, they're not trying to recoup that $70 billion in the next 2-3 weeks a month. This is a long-term investment. This is a company that makes $1 billion a day. Before this deal closed, that $70 billion will be back in their damn bank account.
Especially if the next Call of Duty is next gen only, then you already eliminate 120 million consoles anyway.
And not only that, though, think about this, though. You got all the new Call of Duties, future Call of Duties, day and date, right? Mm-hmm. Since we now own the IP, we can go in there and control the coding. So now we can FPS boost and resolution boost every past Call of Duty that has ever came out. And so when you get Game Pass, you have a choice to play what Call of Duty you want, 4K 120 frames per second on Series X, exclusively. What are we doing here?
Oh. Hey, man, tuck it in, bro. Your Game Pass showing. Hold on.
It has to show. I wear my Game Pass proudly. It's so true. Let me tell you something. What are we doing here? Let me get these bills before we move on, okay? Let me get these bills. We want to thank every last one of you. Matter of fact, we hit a milestone on our first show. We have 112 people watching on our first episode, brother.
Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to the viewers.
Shout out to the chat and everybody that's showing up. Every time I say that, somebody leave. We still got your 112 views. We still got that. You might was here for a few seconds. It still said 112 for a few seconds. Shout out to Thriller Ali with the $10. He say, since Disney owns the Spider-Man merchandising rights and Sony owns the film rights, could Microsoft have Activision remake their past retro Spider-Man games from the back catalog? And I think you wanted to answer this question, so go ahead.
Yeah, it could happen, but it's very, 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 very unlikely. It would cost them way more money to get the license than what they would recoup by remaking those old games, for one. Yeah. Two, we don't know what type of deal Sony has as far as like they got Spider-Man and Wolverine. And Activision, they've got a history of making Spider-Man games and Wolverine too. So we don't know if Sony has any exclusivity to those characters while they're leasing the license. Yeah. So it's a lot we don't know. But the main thing is, how much would Sony demand of Microsoft to make old games, make an old game that nobody's really gonna buy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even if they do the remaster or whatever that shit is, like they did with Resident Evil 3, you don't think that would
can't do it?
No.
Void the terms of the initial agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think it's Sony gonna go. And Insomniac did put their stamp on Spider-Man. Ain't nobody trying. We see what Square Enix tried to do when they put that Spider-Man DLC into Avengers. No, stop. Don't do it. Give it up, bruh.
Y'all so they got a history of this. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just saying, and Insomniac didn't put their stamp on the Spider-Man franchise at this point. And I don't think, in terms of the consumer base, they wouldn't want to see no other Spider-Man from anybody else because in the quality and presentation in which Insomniac did it, that's a big. You got big shoes to fill. Square that DLC into Avengers showed you like it's levels. That Spider-Man was. Did that DLC ever come out?
Yeah, you talking about the Spider-Man DLC for Avengers?
Yeah,
yeah. It was pretty much they just added the character. It wasn't really like I think it was some multiplayer missions, but it wasn't no campaign story.
So what about I know Spider-Man's off the table. So what about Wolverine in a sense? Because they did have X-Men Origins
too.
Sony got the license too.
It'd be the same concept. Because I was about to say, I can see a reimagine of Origin Wolverine. That was fire.
I'm gonna be real. If Disney would have never purchased Marvel and Sony didn't have the license, it would probably be a lot cheaper for Microsoft to.
And the game price should be multi-platform too.
Activision will probably be making even more games, but prices went up once Disney acquired Marvel.
And that's another thing before we move on to the rest of these bills. When you PlayStation dudes got Wolverine, y'all was like, nah. We got Wolverine and Spider-Man, and y'all don't.
Punisher, they started naming all the Marvel characters.
They started naming all. You feel me?
He said Naughty Dog working on Punisher. They got the Blade expansion coming soon. Like, God damn.
Yeah. and so now I ain't gonna do that. We're gonna keep that moving. You feel me? Playtronics with the $5. COD not the biggest get. It's the 480 million active users. King with mobile gaming. WoW paying subscribers. StarCraft, etc. Engagement up 1,000%. Hey, they don't see it, bro. They worried about COD. But Candy Crush and King just did more numbers than COD. Just did more than CODs. Let me see here. Let me see if I got this here. Bro. Yes, it is.
Look, bro. StarCraft, Halo, Call of Duty.
Yeah, just understand we only talking about COD because this is the talk of the land at this moment. But we know the back end. We know who really bringing in the paper on the revenue side with the subscription. So. Yeah, Candy Crush is not no joke at all.
I wonder if they're going to be able to integrate Game Pass into their mobile.
They going to integrate it everywhere. Game Pass is about to be everywhere.
I think all that get moved over to Azure service, and you either need a Microsoft Live account or an Xbox Live account to access. They don't have to do that so they can track the numbers. And you're not going to keep paying Amazon to use services that you have on your own. So you migrate all that data over from Amazon servers into Azure, and you transition those accounts from Battle.net accounts or whatever accounts. Because I know on my Candy Crush, I either could use my Apple ID, I could use Google or Facebook to sign in too. So you convert all those third-party accounts into Microsoft Live accounts or Xbox Live accounts. And that way, those numbers add to not only Game Pass numbers, but Xbox Live numbers as well. This thing is for to be insane. Go ahead, Norm. My bad.
I'm gonna ask you this. You rock with the Candy Crush. Like, what kind of perks do you think they could give Candy Crush players who will subscribe to Game Pass? Because I don't know how that whole
you can probably do a weekly reward. You can do you can do a lot with that, bro. You can do a lot with it.
So what are they paying for now on Candy Crush? Like, what do you pay for as far as microtransactions?
Hold on. Let me.
All right, so I ain't an active Candy Crush member.
Me neither.
But I can see them doing a lot of incentive programs. Because at some point in time, like they've done before, when people got bought out, they send out the email. They let them know, hey, we are converting to this company. We are proud to let you know that, hey, we are part of Microsoft at this moment. Now we are integrating, accepting these terms and conditions. These are your options. You can transfer your currency to Microsoft points or whatever the case may be. I can see a lot of the diversity with it when it comes to that market as well. But
me too. But see, I can imagine they're trying, to get those Candy Crush players. I'm just using Candy Crush as an example.
Right.
To keep spending the same money they're spending, right? But
Mm-hmm.
also give them perks or a benefit or a reason to subscribe to Game Pass. Hey, as a Candy Crush player, if you subscribe to Game Pass, you'll get so and so every month. On top of that, you'll still be able to, buy the whatever it is that you purchase every month to.
Okay.
Because that's what I think the reward points are gonna go to. Because you know how when we playing online, hey, you get achievements, you get points. I can see, hey, you playing Candy Crush, hey, you bought this type of package, you're gonna get this incentives off of Microsoft reward points. You can convert that to Candy Crush bucks, and vice versa. So
not only that though, but in Candy Crush, you get these things that help you with gameplay. Right, you get these. You can pay for gold bars. The more gold bars you get, you can use those gold bars to purchase like these different objects in the games that will help you complete whatever board you want a lot quicker or much easier. Okay, so if you think about telling Candy Crush subscribers, hey, sign in or sign up to Game Pass, even though Candy Crush is free, but sign up to a Game Pass account and access Candy Crush and get these monthly perks. You get 100 gold bars or 200 gold bars per month, or you get certain certain some of the bonuses and stuff like that per month as you play as free perks. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff they can do here, and Candy Crush is. I don't think people understand how huge that game really is.
Oh yeah, that game is huge. But to that note, real quick, Post. So what you saying, like somebody who averages say like $40, $50 a month on Candy Crush, they subscribe to $15 a Game Pass and they get that value automatically off rip. Just hey, here's to subscribe to Game Pass, we'll give you $50 worth of gold monthly. If you want to purchase more on top of that, you can.
Yeah.
But that to me, that's a win-win situation if that's where they're headed.
Okay, so let me break it down for you. Activision, right? Quarter 3 segment. This is third quarter 2021 segment results. Quarter 3 segment net revenue was $641 million. Quarter 3 segment operating income was $244 million. 38% operating margin. It was year-to-date net bookings for the Activision segment and Call of Duty are higher year-over-year. For the quarter, Activision revenue was lower year-over-year as expected in our outlook due to the launch of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2 in the year-ago quarter and declines in Call of Duty upfront and in-game net booking against a quarter that benefited from shelter at home mandates in the early ramp of Warzone, right? So you have Blizzard. Blizzard net revenue for quarter 3 was $493 million, and their operating income from that same quarter was $188 million, 38% operating. Blizzard revenue was $493 million. It grew 20% year over year, driven by the successful launch of Diablo 2 Resurrected. Year-to-date net bookings for Blizzard and for World of Warcraft, its largest franchise, were higher year over year. Now here go King. This is King, right? This is King, so this is mobile.
Okay.
King was its net revenue by itself was $652 million. Its operating margin was $303 million.
Ching ching.
So both of those are higher than Activision and Blizzard. They're operating at 40%, 46% operating margin. King revenue grew 22% year over year, driven by another strong quarter for Candy Crush.
22%.
Segment in-game net bookings grew in the mid-teens year over year, while advertising grew approximately 60%. The team's strong execution across live operations, marketing, and advertising drove records for both revenue and operating income, both for the quarters and year to date.
Ching, ching.
So So, bro, like people saying Call of Duty
and over fist, money boy.
This purchase is bigger. It's bigger than Call of Duty. Let me continue to get these bills.
It's bigger than COD.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than COD.
It's bigger. It's definitely bigger than COD. Let me get these bills before. Let me see here. Let me go up. Make sure I got every. Okay, that was Playtronics, and then we go down to here. Let's see here. We got Rain Blade with the $2. You can't add Spider-Man Machine to just any game. Facts. Rafe the Emperor with the $5. Just throwing a little support your way. Shout out to you, brothers.
What's up,
Hit the like button. Thank you, brother. We really appreciate it. Rain Blade with the $2. Phil Spencer, 3 billion gamers. Now he can. 3 billion gamers. He might not get to 3 billion, but I guarantee you, with what they're trying to do with
I don't know about that, Paul.
We'll try 100 million. He ain't gonna get to. I don't think he's gonna get to 3 billion, but I can see 100 million.
I can see a 3 billion. You know why I can see it? Because of the Candy Crush, and again the demographic that plays Candy Crush. You got little kids and women.
I didn't say
it's the world, Craig.
Look,
we want the world.
He said, "This brother said right here.
We want the world, Craig. I ain't saying it's gonna happen in the next 2-3 years. I can see it coming down the road, though.
I'm not making no claims that Microsoft is gonna reach 3 billion.
We about to take over the world.
I'm not making no claims. I know bets that Microsoft is going to reach 3 billion active users.
Episode 1, you heard it here first. Double O.
You still doing?
We want to be.
Yeah. Let me finish up. Rain Blade with the $2. Candy Game Pass Unlimited play at $19.99 per month. Yeah, unlimited, meaning that the gold bars and all that stuff that you get in game, you get it all unlimited. You don't have to pay the additional cost for those things to help you through the game because you are subscribed to Game Pass. Good, that's good, right? Bay Area with the $5. Shout out to Post Mellow and Noah. Good shit. The grind is real. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all been asking for it, so we here. Iron Mike with the $5. The only thing keeping characters like Wolverine off Xbox is Microsoft wanting to own their IPs and not renting them. You think it's what?
Not when it comes to licenses.
No, that sounds like a Sony thing.
We thank you for the $5, but rethink what you just rethink. Shout out to you, brother. And then gotta be a legend with the 1,000 CRC. Salute, fellas. Yes, sir. I Mike. You might want to I don't know, player, where you was going with that, player.
That ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it, Chief. That is not it, Chief. Go ahead, Noah.
I love the opportunity to educate my brothers. I see Jelani in the chat. He says, I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm not celebrating this move. We don't get more guys. That budget would have went to obtaining more talent for new studios, IPs, instead of playing keep away. Let me educate you, brother. We got Activision Blizzard. If I'm not mistaken, they're well over 10,000 employees. I don't know how much you know about Activision, but those studios used to make some amazing games in the past. And Activision hasn't been the best publisher or company in the past decade. They've pretty much assigned most of those studios to Call of Duty. Yep. These guys are talented. Under Microsoft, we got way more studios now. Microsoft more than likely is not going to. I think we lost post. I don't know if we're still live or not, but Microsoft isn't going to more than likely isn't going to force these guys to work on just Call of Duty. You're going to have some of these studios working on games they really want to make. They're going to be able to create brand new IPs. They're going to be able to work on existing IPs that Microsoft was able to acquire, like legacy IPs. You might be looking at remasters, remakes.
Right.
You guys are just thinking Call of Duty. We just took Call of Duty from PlayStation, but that's not the case. It's way more than that with this acquisition. This is a huge acquisition. It's a big plus for Xbox, and it really and I can imagine it's probably got Sony second guessing or second thinking a lot of their moves going forward.
No, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you're saying though. Honestly, if you really think about it, let's take all of this fanboy situation out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Activision had a massive lawsuit that just happened. When your board of directors and all of this stuff is in a sexual harassment case, they was going under. They was losing value at a tremendous rate.
Yeah,
so
that drop was
you
crazy.
should actually be appreciating that Microsoft had the bag to come through and say, hey, we want to save this brand, because Sony couldn't do it.
Yeah, you know what?
Just go ahead and throw that in there.
No, you're right. Hey, you know what? And I got it. And to piggyback off that, you know, they say for the last year, Activision been shopping themselves around, and that they didn't even come to Microsoft first. I think they went to Facebook before Microsoft. But if you given the situation that Facebook just had to go through a rebranding due to privacy issues and how they are running Facebook and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Stuff with political ads and stuff like that. They had to just go through a rebranding. So for them to try to take on Activision issues when they're going through their own rebranding, I see why they kind of passed on that, right? So another thing, if they went to Facebook and others, who else they went to? I know you called one of the market leaders. I know you called Sony.
Sony had that money.
I know you called Sony. Did Sony pick up the phone? Huh? Did
They
Sony
couldn't
pick up
even
the
give you $7
did
billion
Sony submit a number? Huh? Did Sony submit a number?
And this was the depreciated value for this company, because again, you see what we're talking about, all of these games, and they are getting it under 100 billion. Like, bro,
but they still getting a premium price for it. They still getting a premium market price for a company whose stock price was tanking. Because if you look at prior to these allegations and these lawsuits, their stock price was around $95 to $100 or $95 to $100 to $105 per share. So Microsoft is actually, despite Microsoft could have lowballed them, they still are getting a premium price for their shares. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're still getting a premium price for their shares. Shout out to Iron Mike with the $5. He said Microsoft has stated they do not want to make deals for third-party IPs like Wolverine. They want to make games from IPs they owning versus renting. Yes, and look what they're doing.
Yeah, we're not
look what they're doing.
Right? But
we're not disputing
Disney owns those games. They have to be willing to license them out, and the fact that they're already licensed out to Sony and Wolverine, we don't know how much more complication that would add to it. And then even if Microsoft wanted to rent it, are they willing to kick all that money to Disney just to remake a 10-year-old?
But again, that's the difference when you got a bag, bro. When you got a blank check, it's endless. You hear me? It's endless. You hear me?
Let me tell you something. Hey, we don't know what Noah talking about right now.
I
got my new. I'm finna put my new era hat on, nigga. When you got a blank check, sir, you can drop a bag on a Spider-Man or a Wolverine.
Talk, brother.
And make it look sexy on the system. Guess what?
Hey, chat, let me remind my brothers that we got no cap in the subtitle, right?
Shout out to Game Pass.
So we gotta
I'm putting my cap on.
Put your Game Pass cap on, brother. 00 Game Pass. That ain't 00 Mellow. That is 00 Game Pass in here, man. What you gotta say, Noah?
No, I'm just saying we got no cap in the subtitle, bro. Come on.
I gotta put the cap on at least one.
Hey,
I was just adjusting the brim, man. That's all.
The bag different, the stash. Hey, the bag different, the stash different, brother.
Facts,
the bag different than the stash different, brother.
Man,
it's just certain.
The steak tastes better up here, brother.
You feel me? It's just at some point when people is playing games with your kindness, you trying to be kindness. You tried to be good. You tried to kumbaya, my love, kumbaya.
Man,
you tried.
Came out like little Yoda.
Bro, you tried to be peaceful. You tried to say, okay, Sony, we gonna chill.
Games. I don't want to be fighting. I don't want to fight
you. Guys tried to starve us out of the market. You guys didn't want to share.
He had to give him that Z treatment. I told you, I love you, man. I love you. I ain't want to beat you up like that on Gears, but I love you.
And so now we got to show you.
You forced my hand.
It's levels. It's levels. It's levels.
Let me rephrase my answer, post.
What's up?
Microsoft can do what the fuck they want, long as it's with their legality. All right?
There you go. There you go, player. There you go. We was about to stump you out on the first show. You can't get stumped out on the first episode, player. Shout out to Big Homie.
Microsoft got more money than the government.
Hey, come on, man.
Shout out to Big Homie.
No PPP loan.
215 with the 499. He say, "What up, post? Just showing support." Hey, man, Big Homie, say what up to the panel. Say what's up to Mello. Say what up to 706 Gamer, bro. This is our new podcast, State of Gaming, and we appreciate you all for showing up and showing out. So let me get the rest of these bills. J Dub with the $5. What's good, brothers? Great show. Love the platform. Keep this up. Great format. Perfect for y'all. Thank you so much, my brother Kratos, my brother from another mother. Even though he put that bogus ass tweet out of there, I ain't gonna even do it on this show because somebody gonna be clipping the image and doing something else. Well, I'm not gonna do it. I was about to whoop, then I whooped. You feel me? shout out to Bay Area with the $5. Shout out to the niggas J Dub. His super chat took all the words out of my mouth. This show has chemistry and legs. Keep it going, players. We up.
That's the type of feedback we want. Episode. Damn.
Yes, that's the type of feedback we want, brother. That's the type of. Hey, Kratos, I owe you for that little tweet. I ain't gonna never forget that tweet, brother. I ain't gonna never forget that tweet, your brother. Killer B. 8045 with the $5. Word on the street is Microsoft got $60 billion more they have to spend by June. Tax season is coming up, brother.
60 B's?
Tax season, they have to spend. If they keep that money, they pay more in taxes.
EA.
If they keep 130 billion in cash, if they hold on to that money, they pay more in taxes. They spend it, it is a tax write-off. And with all the corporate incentives and stuff, they probably get majority of that right back.
EA,
right back. But we're finna move into the main topic. Mountain Cash went with the $2. Xbox is still dog shit. Nah, what up though?
What's up, man?
Chat, hit the thumbs up. Yes, thank you. We got 121 people watching. Another milestone. We got 97 likes, man. The likes help the channel because the more you hit the like button, the more people get exposed to this new platform where it is all facts, no cap. Okay, so getting into this, what we've been talking about, it all leads up to this segment. All right, and I'm going to read something here. Let me share my screen. Right, I ran across this yesterday, and this was this is from Reset Era. This is in the same thread of the Washington Journal field interview, right? And they got into a conversation about exclusivity, and then they started getting into how Sony business tactics and things like that, how they did Sega and stuff like that. And so one of the guys, like Sarkasky, was like, what exclusives? Sony Final Fantasy? He tried to make it like it was only 2 exclusives. So this guy replied, he said, it's hardly just a couple of money heads, though. Sony have been signing exclusivity deals relentlessly all last generation. And they done this largely unanswered as a result of both Xbox having a weaker market position, making it cheaper for them to do so. But also because the practice of signing them is widely acceptable for Sony but not from Microsoft. And that's facts. And we was talking about that earlier, about the difference between media perception and fanboy perception when it comes to Sony getting something exclusive and Microsoft getting something exclusive. He says, there's a reason why something like Final Fantasy sells so disproportionately on PlayStation. It's because these exclusivity deals reinforce audience on a given platform. As time goes on, that becomes more difficult to undo, or in some cases disrupt. And I agree with this. Because I think after Sony got the Final Fantasy games from Nintendo, because Final Fantasy was on Nintendo first, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was all downhill from there, and Final Fantasy became synonymous with PlayStation, even before Final Fantasy 13 hit the 360. But I'm gonna keep going. Sony had Final Fantasy in their corner for a long time now, going back to Final Fantasy 7. But the series did eventually come to the Xbox day and date, beginning with Final Fantasy 13. I remember that E3. I remember, and it was a lot of fallout back then in the forums, because we weren't on Twitter, nothing like that. We was in gaming forums back then, and a lot of PlayStation dudes were pissed. They were pissed, right? Day and date beginning with Final Fantasy 13, and was starting to cultivate an audience within that ecosystem that had a desire to play JRPGs. I remember back in the 360 era, the 360 community were asking for more JRPGs from Microsoft. Yeah. And when Final Fantasy 13 came out on the 360, it did start to grow an audience there, and people was expecting, at least the Xbox community back then, was expecting more Final Fantasy games. And I think after that, we started seeing a whole host of JRPGs hit the 360. He said that Final Fantasy VII remake got money had it. If you're from back in the day when you was debating with Xbox and Sony fans was debating on forums and stuff, they always used the term money had or money had it when something was paid for. It ain't used today no more, but we used it back in the day a lot. He said that Final Fantasy VII remake got money had it for what is still an uncertain length of time in regards to Xbox isn't a random coincidence. This type of money hat is a precise targeted one to cause an entire genre of game not to be viable on that platform. And if you see in the Xbox One era and even in the Xbox Series X era, there are fewer JRPGs on these systems than it was in the 360 era. Why is that? We're going to talk about it. There are some IPs that within their sphere carry so much weight that they cause ripple effects across the genre. I agree. Sony's Street Fighter V money hat effectively buried the entire fighter genre on Xbox. Yes, it did. Because nobody invested in that genre was going to opt for a console that lacked Street Fighter. And as a result, other titles that weren't, or at least I'm not aware of being money had it, will start to skip the console also. Because if nobody that's invested in that genre is opting for that console, why should the smaller, more niche IP target that console either, right? And as you can see, there was a lot of fighters on the 360.
Yeah. Xbox
One, One X, even the Series S and X. The fighter genre is dead on this system.
That is a fact.
It is dead. All the fighter games are on PlayStation right now. This is fact. This is fact.
And this is why they need WB. Go ahead and get that another round.
Facts. We're gonna keep going and then we're gonna discuss this. He says, so yes, time exclusives very much can be used to push. I'm gonna read that again. So yes, time exclusives very much can be used to push a competing platform out of the market. And Sony was routinely, I get one of the words wrong every show, routinely targeting games that will be the most crippling across the spectrum, whether that be Final Fantasy and possibly Persona, which is still yet to grace Xbox, in the JRPG space, Street Fighter in the fighting game space, the year or two long exclusive content deals for Destiny, and the exclusive map content for Call of Duty in the first-person shooter space, etc. The goal was to make it so Xbox as a platform wasn't a viable choice for majority of the market, right? And quite frankly, it was working and working well. Hence, the situation in 2016 where MS bowing out of the market entirely was a very real possibility. Now, I remember back in 2016 when those conversations came up of Microsoft selling off Xbox.
Right.
Of them cutting the Xbox budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is before the ecosystem.
This is facts.
Yeah, this
is facts.
So to cut you, so what you're telling me is this acquisition is self-preservation.
Yeah. You gonna see, brother. Let me keep reading. You gonna see.
Go ahead.
This is fact. This all lined up. Because I remember when Ahmad, the dude on Twitter, made that tweet about Microsoft gaming budget being cut, and I think Phil Spencer responded to the tweet saying it was untrue, but it was. When that didn't occur, Sony looked to land killer blows right away at the start of this generation. Hence the announcement of Final Fantasy 16 time exclusivity ahead of the consoles being released. And the murmurs of a whole slew of others to be revealed in time. Yes. Remember that article came out saying Sony invested $300 million in what, Noah? $300 million in what? In exclusive deals with third parties.
Yeah.
And guess what they was going for? Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Starfield.
Starfield.
Oh, the irony.
Don't sit up here on Twitter and tell me this is some fanboy gibberish. This is fact. If you know your history, if you was around the time that all this going on that's being talked about, it lines up.
Yeah.
It lines up. Okay.
So what you telling me is, I'm just gonna put this in niggerdism. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it real quick. Sony was dirty. Sony was dirty macking. That's what
they tried to Sega. They tried to Sega Microsoft.
They tried to macking the game industry. That's what you're saying.
They tried to do Microsoft what they did to Sega.
They slid in the DMs, said something on some hating shit on Microsoft so they can get the bag. That was you telling me? They was tricking off. They was tricking off.
They used their market share. They mind share, because you got to think in the Xbox One era, Microsoft is getting outsold 8-1. They have no leg to stand on. All the power is in Sony's hand. And since we're outselling the competition 8-1, when it comes to negotiating them third-party deals, we have the upper hand. And we can get them at a cheaper price because Microsoft doesn't have the mind share. Their system is not selling, so they can't why put your games on their system? We're outselling them 8-1. You can reach a wider audience on our platform. Look how we are destroying them.
That nigga over there went last year, Jays. His breath stink. Come over here.
Facts. This is fact.
He had that on last week.
And I don't blame Sony because this is a competitive market, but they saw an opening and went for it. They saw a kill shot and they went for it. I don't blame them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Should you blame Microsoft for not freshening their shit up and getting their act together?
It's on both sides.
Okay.
It's on both sides, right?
Okay.
You got it. But
I don't knock Sony. Yeah, I don't knock Sony for saying we got a chance to really stump these niggas out of the game. Let's see if we can do it.
Hey, Post, you gotta hit him with that Scooby-Doo. Sony was like, we almost had him too. If it weren't for the meddling kids and that mangy Bobby Kotick. God,
you feel me?
Oh man.
All right. And so let me get on, and then I can kind of get y'all opinion on this whole piece. And he said, and the general response here was just that. It was a foregone conclusion that PS5 would just continue to build on PS4 momentum. Yes, it was, because a lot of Sony fans felt that. Largely unimpeded, meaning that since Microsoft got outsold 8-1 in last generation, that there would be no competition in this new generation, and everything will continue from the PS4 domination. And that's what Sony assumed. But Microsoft had something else. We're gonna keep going. He say, and considering the shit MS took back in 2015 when they dared to land a single comparable exclusivity deal with Rise of the Tomb Raider, that avenue of retaliation was clearly not available to them. And we talked about that earlier, how the media shitted on Microsoft for having Tomb Raider as an exclusive to their console.
Yeah.
I remember the articles.
Yeah,
this is bad for gaming.
Yeah. And then when they found out it was a time exclusive for a couple of months, it died down.
What Noah say? What Jeff Kegley say, Noah?
So when is it coming to PlayStation?
It was frowned upon when Microsoft did that.
Nobody blinked an eye when Spider-Man went exclusive.
None. It was no fallback. It was no, this is bad for gaming. It was no, what about the Xbox community? It was no question about Sony taking that game from millions of other gamers and communities. None of that. It has been applauded to this day.
Man.
And Sony having the best IPs in the industry. This is fact. The guy that wrote this is fact. We're going to keep going. He then goes on to say, look how quick let me see here. Let me make sure look how quick the clarification of the duration of exclusivity for Tomb Raider was forced out of Microsoft and Square Enix. Because Microsoft, I think 2 or 3 days later, they had to reply on Twitter. They had to do interviews about this shit.
I remember.
Because they was being looked at as the bad guy. Because Tomb Raider wasn't on PlayStation.
Man.
And it was never exclusive to Xbox again. And that's when Phil and Microsoft changed their status on how they look at exclusivity. Because the media and the narratives that they created and the negative energy that they created around Xbox whenever they did exclusivity deals like this.
Hey, Paul, here's one right here. I put a link in the private chat to a tweet.
All right, let me do this. Let me bring that up.
Jeff Keighley, the 2.0.
Okay. Let me bring that over.
Shout out to Badman for this one.
He said, in purchasing Activision, this is Colin Moriarty, right?
Yep.
He says, in purchasing Activision, Microsoft has undoubtedly set off a new round of merge and acquisitions that will, what is that? Coalesce entities, if I'm pronouncing it right. If I got it wrong, I'm an uneducated brother. It's bad for creativity, bad for devs, bad for players. A 3.5-hour sacred symbol, a PlayStation podcast awaits. This is the type of verbiage that's been going around. Look what Kotaku, the type of articles they've been putting out. Look at some of these articles that, if this was PlayStation, the whole media, people will be in Jubilee right now.
Man.
They will be dancing in the gaming street.
And they will why did Microsoft allow this? This is why Phil needs to be fired. Why would he allow this?
They will find a way for this to make sense.
Man.
Look, and then look at this shit. Just to categorically declare for posterity, Starfield, the Elder Scrolls 6, and Fallout 5 will all be on PlayStation 5 at the same time they come to other platforms market. The hypocrisy.
The hurt. The pain. The pain.
The tears. What are we doing here? This is the state of game. You don't get this nowhere else. We all facts, no cap.
Man.
Let's go back over and finish this up because we're towards the end, and then we're gonna see when we get Noah and Mello's opinion of the whole piece and what parts they agree with. Do they agree with all of it? Do they disagree with all of it, or do they agree with some parts? We finna finish this on up, okay? So he goes and say, look how quick the clarification of the duration of exclusivity of Tomb Raider was forced out of Microsoft and Square Enix. And then contrast that with the Crash Insane trilogy, the Nier Automata, Final Fantasy VII Remake, KOTOR Remake, or any of the countless other deals that were eventually Xbox released any of the countless other deals where their eventual Xbox release was happily left vague as hell. Just like we were saying earlier, nobody ever questioned PlayStation when those games are coming to Xbox, or even if they're coming to Xbox.
We don't know nothing about Kena, Forspoken.
None of them.
The new Final Fantasy they got announced.
None of them.
Those aren't first-party games. Those are third-party.
None of them. We don't even know if Final Fantasy Remake will ever grace Xbox. We don't know if Persona will ever come to... And nobody asks these questions. Nobody. They get a freaking pass every time. And the media don't seem to care until those games or until Microsoft start making exclusivity deals. Then everybody want to either say, at some point, these games are going to come to PlayStation. And every article of every exclusive deal that Microsoft say, at the end of the article, you could bet someone's going to say, well, we know at some point these games are going to come to PlayStation. But look at the exclusive articles where they're talking about games being exclusive to PlayStation and see if you see at the end, well, we know at some point these games are going to come to Xbox.
No.
It's going to say, well, we don't know at this point if these games might come to Xbox.
Then they'll even advertise a PlayStation at the bottom of the article. Like, hey, you can buy a PlayStation at here at Best Buy, Walmart. Like, bro,
yeah. And he say
it was horrible. I mean,
horrible
bad now, but in the PS4 era.
And you know why? Because the PS4 was outselling, and they knew in order to generate traffic, they had to talk about PlayStation. And they was getting in, and they was getting more traffic from the PlayStation fans whenever they shitted on Xbox. And that still remains true to this day. He goes on to say, that's how we're here today, because Microsoft was either going to commit fully and land some true heavy blows that made a real difference to the current landscape, or they were inevitably going to see their platform marginalized to the point where they had to drop out. And we know that was almost an option, given that some people on the board of Microsoft at the time wasn't too happy or too crazy about Xbox, and they felt as though it was bleeding them money. He ends it with, if people didn't want to see the level of escalation we're seeing now today. So basically he's saying, if people didn't want to see this Microsoft that we're seeing today, well, they shouldn't have been so comfortable commending the ever-increasing frequency and severity of deals Sony was making to cripple their primary competition. Y'all did this.
Damn.
Y'all did this. The media did this.
You asked for this.
Third party developers who kept their games off Xbox did this. And Microsoft did this because Microsoft too had a hand in the position that they was in the Xbox One era. They not free. I'm not saying it's only Sony problem. This was a Microsoft issue too. But all this is a culmination of Microsoft, y'all waking up a sleepy giant, waking up a checkbook y'all didn't even know existed.
Post Mellow.
What's good?
Poking that bear. They had that bear backed up to a corner, poking that bear, irritating it.
Man.
Then when he lashed out, now they talk bad. That's a bad bear.
That's a bad bear. Down bear. Go back to sleep. Hibernate. He goes on to say Final Fantasy sells 80% plus on PlayStation anyways. So they may as well, and by extension, of course, it makes sense for Game X to skip Xbox. True. And we pretty much know that, you know,
in that narrative, but if you don't have the opportunity to increase,
exactly.
What's the point?
And that's what they
always stay that way.
Sony saw a Final Fantasy community cultivating on Xbox when Final Fantasy 13 got there, but they didn't allow that to cultivate. They killed that shit in a nutshell by going to Square Enix and saying this shit got to be exclusive. Get this shit off Xbox. Because the whole JRPG community was growing on the 360 because 360 was the JRPG box. They was getting all the JRPGs in the 360 era. Blue Dragon, all that shit. Tales of Vespria, whatever. They was getting all that shit.
We had a Naruto game. We had a Naruto game that was exclusive on 360. I think two of them, matter of fact. And
guess what? It forced all the Sony fans in the PS3 era to get a 360 because they was getting so many games, so many JRPGs and all that. Ponies was going out. I remember the slogan, PS360. that they used in the forums back in the day, PS360. Having best of both, because 360 was getting so many JRPGs and games back then. And look how that shit changed in the Xbox One era. Microsoft stumbled into that era, and Sony took advantage of it. I'm not saying they wasn't supposed to. They did what they supposed to.
Man,
that's my thing.
We gotta blame, Microsoft. They made
that's what I'm saying.
Diametric along the way. That
it's things that allow Sony to get that
foothold.
Exactly. Exactly.
But they saw a weak point and they struck.
Yeah.
Struck.
And then
that's part of. Well, go ahead. No.
And then Microsoft say, "Okay, I'm gonna finish this out." Microsoft say, "Okay, y'all think we some hoes over here?" Y'all got it twisted. Y'all think we some hoes over here? Okay, let me show you something.
Oh shit!
So let me finish this out. He said because the audience, he said X is skip Xbox because the audience is all on PlayStation. He said, well, congrats. Now they won't all be. The rampant desire for the glory days of PS2 era domination has led us here, and so cries about how unfair it is ring hollow. And that is true. Everybody is out here crying, saying what Microsoft is doing with buying these publishers. You trying to starve of us content. Okay. You think we're a ho out here. Hey, Nadalia, let me holler at you, player. Hey, you see it? What we doing with that stash over there, player? These niggas think they think it's sweet over here.
Bruh.
They think it's sweet. They think we're ho out here. $7 billion on, but there's $8 billion because they brought their debt too. So it came out to about 7.5 billion. It came out to about $8 billion because they took on their debt as well, right? And then they come $70 billion easy without a thought.
No PP loan.
If you're gonna try to starve of us games, we're gonna go about a whole damn publisher, and you can't do shit about it.
Nigga, I'm a bad
now trying to starve, and we're gonna battle publishers with some of the biggest IPs in gaming. Now you got to worry about us starving you of these high IPs that keep your community afloat. What they say, what they say, Sony make $260 million a year off Call of Duty.
Man, I was about to say, Post, like, bro, you sat there and built that. You helped build the community for me to come through and take your motherfucking land, brother. That is crazy right there. Hey. PlayStation has thrived. You know, COD has thrived on PlayStation with the exclusive content. You didn't build it up to the point where they get all these map packs. People was over there buying it. They love Call of Duty. And now I'm finna come and take the landscape. Boy, man.
Mello, I wish I could have been on the phone when Jim Ryan had to make that call to Phil Spencer. Hey, Mr. Phil Spencer, sir, how are you doing today?
No.
Hold on. I'm gonna act like Jim for you. Hold on. Hey, Phil, how you doing today? You had a bagel?
What's up, Jim? What are you calling me for today, Jim?
I just wanted to see how was you feeling about Call of Duty staying on PlayStation?
Oh, well, Jim, I don't know. Remember, just a generation ago, you bitches tried to starve us out the game. I'm still trying to contemplate what I'm gonna do with you hoe ass people over there.
I'm sorry, boss. I was just trying to follow the rules of the landscape, and you know, we was trying something that we did with Sega on you guys.
No. Cut the bullshit, Jim. Cut the bullshit. Don't be sorry. Be better. Okay. We tried to give you guys the benefits of the doubt, Jim. Okay. Yeah. You know, we're Microsoft. We're a $2 trillion company. We can buy you bitches. Okay. But we tried to give you all the benefits of the doubt. We tried to kumbaya and live peacefully in this community. But you forced our hand.
Oh, man.
Now, you keep talking your shit and doing those backdoor deals. We're going to buy you bitches.
Well, kind Phil, can you at least let me keep my bottom bitch at least? Can I at least keep her?
You can keep that raggedy hoe, Jim. You can keep that raggedy hoe, Jim. You see me? You can keep them. You can keep them. You can keep that raggedy hoe, you know? We got 2 top bitches over here, and they are ready to go. You feel me?
Mr. Phil Spencer. Mr. Phil Spencer.
Yo.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Oh, wow. Yo. Hey, let me get these bills right. Y'all wildin', bro. Y'all wildin'. Shout out to the Ruham with the $10. What's good, fuck niggas? Post, my brother. What's good, the Ruham? We got Mount Cash 1 with the $5. Nah. Post voice. Xbox did exclusivity deals all last gen too. Titanfall, Tomb Raider, Cuphead, etc. And 360 had the COD deals. We understand. Did you read what we were saying? Did you understand? And they got chastised for having those deals. Titanfall deal.
Let me get them on that post. Let me get them on that.
Go ahead, brother.
The difference of this situation is when those deals happen, sir, it was an announcement that said, hey, guys, these are coming to PlayStation. We don't get the same gratitude when it comes to PlayStation games coming over to Microsoft. That's the difference. There's no announcement. There's no presentation. I didn't even know Forspoken was coming on the Xbox. I didn't know that was time. I'm just finding it out now. And it took me to be over here with posting them. We just started. This episode 1. That's a problem.
And yes, Xbox was making those deals in 360 era because 360 hour was competitive. They both was making deals. And the reason they both was making deals, okay? They both was. It was a competitive era. It was a competitive era. And PlayStation kind of stumbled into that era too as well with their pricing of the PS3. And then in terms of their games in the front half of the era, they didn't really have anything, and they didn't really get going to the middle to the end of the PS3 life cycle, if I'm not mistaken, when all the Uncharted and stuff started to come out. So they was able to, revive themselves, okay? We're going to Max City Entertainment with the $2. Pony, this is why COD will be exclusive. Get Game Pass. Rating Battle with the $2. Mount Cash. At least Xbox only a year exclusive, not 2 years. Facts, okay? That 2 years, like, wow. Top Dog 2K17. I see you in a minute, brother, but I know you got something to say. Top Dog with the $5. Sega kills Sega post, not Sony. Saturn really hurt Sega, mindshare, and third party like EA didn't support Dreamcast. It was a reason why EA didn't support Dreamcast, and Sony had something to do with that. Okay, I know Sega killed Sega, but Sony had a hand in speeding up that process.
Yeah, they did.
Because they was buying up exclusive content back then as well to keep off of Sega, such as Madden and all of that, Final Fantasy, all of that.
Shit, that's why NBA 2K was born.
So
and,
I know
NFL 2K. Yeah,
I know
right.
Sega, but they
shit.
did. I know, and that's why they had to create 2K and the 2K football. And I know Sega was hurting themselves, but Sony saw that and tried to do the same thing. Let's starve them of content.
Damn. Oh, that is crazy.
Let's starve them of content. And that's exactly what Sony did. Sega, the Dreamcast didn't get mad.
Right.
They didn't get a Final Fantasy.
It was never on there.
Never. That's why the 2K series come from.
Yeah.
That's what so they since they couldn't get mad or NBA Live or none of that, Sega said we're going to create our own sports sector.
Damn.
And that's where 2K come from.
Visual.
But the only difference is, along with Sony starving them out of the game, the Dreamcast, you being able to copy the games on regular disc, that didn't help them either.
Yeah, that definitely.
They didn't help them either. So Sega did hurt Sega. Sony helped speed up the process by ending them with starving them out of content.
Dreamcast had exclusives, and they didn't save them.
Yeah, let's get ready to rumble, all that crazy taxi. Yeah,
crazy Power Stone.
But Madden was nothing bigger than Madden in NBA Live.
It wasn't. Yeah, definitely wasn't. Even the wrestling. That's when wrestling was packed down.
I knew people who brought PlayStations and only owned those two games, Madden and Live.
And Live, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No other game, no RPGs, no Street Fighter, no none of that. The only two games that you got in the crib, when you go over the homie crib, what you want to do? You want to play Madden or Live? That's all I got.
Damn.
That's how it was back in the day.
That's crazy though, man. Fuck Sony, but shout out to Sony though too.
Hey, look, I don't knock Sony for this. Hey, this is the game. Like you said, the game's gonna be the game.
The game gonna be the game, brother.
Either you can't be a fish trying to swim with the sharks.
Man,
you know what's crazy? Is remember Nintendo had a hold on the game industry. They used to do the publishers like that. Tell them, hey, you can't in order to make a game for us, because they were the market leader. You can't make a game for nobody else. They will make publishers make the game, and then Nintendo had the final say if it could be sold on their platform. Sony came and saved the day. This is back in the when the PS1 first dropped.
Okay.
And then look at it now. Sony pretty much become the platform holder they were against.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because what? That's why everyone was accepting Sony back then. That's why we got the getaways and things of that nature, because they was accepting any developer that play videos.
If they made a game, come to us. Microsoft is really what Sony was back when they dropped the PlayStation. Sony is welcoming to all the developers, and they're funding the games, through the Microsoft Global Publishing. That was Sony when they first. They were humble just like that when they first hit the gaming industry, because Nintendo had a lock hold on the game. What helped Sony was the fact that they were willing to, pretty much, if you made a game, release it on our console. But another thing they helped them too was
the CD player. Yeah, the CD player.
The CD held more capacity. So a lot of those developers like, hey man, we could put more in our games. Those cartridges are expensive.
They was able to usher in 3D gaming and all that stuff.
Cheaper to produce the game. It's easier to develop for.
And you could get more data on the disc.
Yes.
Get more data on the disc. Shout out to Mathickens with the $5. He say, hold up, we got Mellow and Post. Oh shit, Mathickens just got excited. Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna need for you not to ever say that name again.
Matter of fact, I didn't want to say the first name, brother. I had a choice. The first name or the second one. I chose the second one. I ain't finna call the grown ass man Mandingo. We're not finna do that. You feel me? We're not finna do it. Not on this show. We're not doing it. Mount Cash won with the $5. Real talk. Xbox was money hadn't all throughout 360 days. They had to though. Mount Cash. The OG was their first array into the gaming industry. They was even in the 360 era. They were still babies in the industry compared to Nintendo and Sony. Mm-hmm. The OG Xbox only did 25 million. So back then, in order to get mind share, you need to get as much content on your system as possible because you're going up against two platform holders that's already solidified in the game. So they had to do it, brother.
Even they had to. Didn't Microsoft come to Sony in the past before they even came out with a box?
Yeah, they told Sony, you do the hardware, we do the software and services. Sony told them no.
They got their ass whooped. So Sony the motherfucker that came in with Kumbaya, y'all mad that they said, fuck it, we finna beat y'all ass.
Sony told them no. They went to Sega allowed Microsoft.
And y'all said no.
Sega allowed Microsoft to put their operating system on the operating system was per disc. So any disc that a Dreamcast game had could have had a different operating system running that game. But Microsoft and Sega did work together with their online joint and with the operating system for the Dreamcast. And that's why people say the OG Xbox is like a continuation of what Microsoft and Sega was doing with the Dreamcast. Yeah. They tried to bat Nintendo. Nintendo laughed them out of the office.
Hey, Ruham said, "Oh man, these guys were here back in the day." Yeah, we were, bro. Yeah,
we actually.
I was there. I remember.
Yeah.
Hey, I was working at Subway, and I borrowed my first system personally with a Dreamcast, so I know firsthand.
We read magazines back. We ain't had internet, but we read magazines back.
We had magazines and forums. We was on forums back then, and them forum wars, boy. I'm talking about. You think social media ain't got nothing on no forum wars back in the day? Nothing. Nothing. I'm talking about 2,000-3,000 pages of PlayStation and Sony fans going back and forth debating. 2,000 pages on one thread. That's how it was back in the day, bro.
It was, bro.
Hundreds of thousands of, bro, to sift through it all, bro. It was crazy. So he said, real talk, Xbox was money heading all throughout 360 days, exclusives, time exclusive, early access on DLC, etc. Nobody complained back then either. And 360 back then, like I said, they were just getting their foothold. Sony was still the player in the market leader. Nintendo, they were still a market leader back then. The 360 and Xbox was the newbies on the block, man. And it took them 20 years in the game, and I think they really got an understanding of how the industry is, where it's going, and how to maneuver through it. So we're going to go with Mount Cash 1 with the $5 left out loud, 2 years. Titanfall 1 never came to PlayStation, and Cube didn't come till within a year of PS5 launch. Laugh out loud. Well, and then and then look at the fallout that came with that though. Cash.
But no, even then, what he's saying, look at what the game you're speaking on. You talking about Titanfall, which is the first version of it compared to Spider-Man. Spider-Man been around how long?
Yeah. And then and it was multi-platform. Titanfall 1 never came to, and then how did they make up for that? I like Blue Disc incident?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Huh?
I remember that.
I like Blue Disc better. Stop.
All this Bluetooth, this look beautiful.
Stop.
Man. What is Cubed? He said Cube didn't come to
I don't know what Cube is. I don't know what he talking about there. The one beat 22,000 with $5. Now EA was pissed with Sega because they released the Saturn without telling any third party developers.
We're talking about the Dreamcast though.
We're talking about
Dreamcast came well off to the Saturn.
But that's good information though. That's good information though. I didn't know that. You know, them consoles back in the day to to be American developer developing for a foreign system where everything is in Japanese, bro, them brothers had to go through some. So, okay, so we got that out of the way. We're gonna get ready and wrap this up. I'm gonna get Noah and Melo's opinion on that piece I read. Do they agree with it? Do they disagree with it? And then we're gonna go from there. We do appreciate y'all for tuning in to our first show. So Noah and Melo, y'all got anything to say on that thing I read? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to get it misconstrued. I think a lot of people will probably think that we're upset with Sony. Well, all right, we are a little bit because with some of them games we did want to play on the Xbox. But the main focus is the hypocrisy. Like you treat one, and mainly from mainstream media, you treat one company one way when they lock down an exclusive, but you treat the other company like it's just completely bad for the industry. That's the main point. I agree with everything the writer said. I mean, it really brings everything into perspective. If you're a true gamer, you gotta at least do that much. Just look at it from that point of view. Like it's an uphill battle for Microsoft, especially when you factor in the media and how they treated Microsoft when they locked down exclusives and some of the decisions they made. Anytime any Xbox news comes up, it's always they always spin it to make it look like Microsoft is just doing something dumb or stupid. And but look where we're at today.
Yes, look. Whatever happens from here on, y'all created this.
That should have been the closing right there. Oh,
my bad. It just happened.
Oh, that sounded perfect.
Happened. Go ahead, Mello.
Nah, you took it. Fuck that.
Yo, look.
You created this motherfucker, bro.
Y'all created this. Sony, the media with y'all narratives, and always placating to Sony in their community, in their fan base, using negative Xbox and misinformation headlines to draw numbers to your website, using Xbox being down as a foothold for clickbait titles to drive traffic to your channel. Y'all created this, and now y'all the same ones that after the Bethesda deal, y'all was saying, no, they're not going to buy another publisher. Maybe small. And then Activision come. And now y'all are saying they finna buy the whole industry. Oh, shit.
As they should.
If they do, just know why they did it. It was you motherfuckers.
Count them.
Just know. When you wake up and you look in the mirror and you see Microsoft own half the industry, look in the mirror and say, I did that. I had something to do with it. I played my hand in it.
I poked the bear.
You poked the bear.
I poked the goddamn bear.
When you tell your child when they grow up, and they say, Daddy, why don't Microsoft own half of the gaming industry? Well, son, it all started back in the day when I was on Twitter talking shit about Xbox. I'm telling you, just realize you all wanted this. Y'all asked for this. Let me look in the camera. You all asked for this. You didn't know what you was gonna get because y'all relied on, well, Microsoft don't give a fuck about Xbox. All they care about is Windows, Office, and Azure. They don't care about Xbox because Xbox makes them no money. Well, Nadalia put that to rest. $70 billion put that to rest. CEO of Microsoft Gaming put that. Microsoft cares now. You motherfuckers are in trouble. You are in trouble. You are in trouble. And guess what? The acquisitions are not over.
EA.
This is just a start.
Count your days, EA.
They're coming. More studios. What there be another publisher? They should have buy some more. They should keep buying. And guess what the Nadalia said? He said this doesn't affect any other purchase outside of gaming that will help the Microsoft business. They're still going to buy other businesses, whether they're gaming related or not. They're still going to spend money. You know what? Because they got that shit. They got that shit. Let me tell you something. You motherfuckers need to worry. Look, this is a conversation. Sony can't talk they not in the same room or upper echelon. They're not in the same space. They're not even saying the conversation. That's why they had to make a phone call. They couldn't reach Microsoft where they was, but we could phone up to them. Why y'all up there spending that money like that? Won't y'all come back down here for a minute? Let's talk about this. Why y'all up there spending that money like that?
I don't wanna.
Ain't nobody tell y'all to go to the upper room. Why y'all up in the upper room?
You can't box with God, niggas. Remember that. You can't box with God.
Stop throwing rocks at the sun. You can't reach it.
Facts.
What are we doing here? Mount Cash wanted the $5. Meant Cuphead. And so what you're saying is that Xbox actually sabotaged Dreamcast. And I'm pointing out the Xbox money had it because they did everything Sony did. Microsoft didn't sabotage Dreamcast. And Microsoft had to pay their way into the industry, because didn't nobody believe in them. And prior to the OG Xbox even releasing, everybody said Microsoft was going to fail. And in a year or 2 or 3 in the industry that they were going to be leaving the industry, that they weren't going to last long. Well, 20 years later, they're still here. Warhammer 62 with the $2, more bones than I've been post. Yes. And Big Stout with the $6. Be easy pounding your chest, gentlemen. Pride is always before the fall. Yeah. We fail. We fail. Fuck is you talking about? We fail all the way.
If we fall, we falling on a cloud. Fuck, nigga.
A cloud of money. Hold on, bread, nigga. What is he talking about? Pride before the fall, and we just, nigga, we been failed, nigga. We been laying on the ground a whole generation, getting walked over, and he talking about pride before the fall, nigga. We just start standing up. Sit your ass down somewhere, Big Stout, with that bullshit.
Thanks. Hey, look, bro, we live in the moment. I ain't never seen no basketball team like, we won the championship, but let's calm down because they might win. We might not win it next year.
We might win it next year.
We pouring champagne today, nigga.
We bottle popping right now.
Our dreams.
Talking about some damn pride before the fall. Nigga, we fall now. We falling on a cloud of $70 billion. Fuck is you talking about?
Big pillows.
What is he talking about? Gonna pay $6 for that damn comment. We appreciate you for that $6, but the fuck that comment you just put up in there, Big Stout. Let me tell you, Mount Cash with the $5. Mount Cash still trying to prove his case, but as long as you pay the $5, brother, you can prove your case all you want. Keep it rolling. Keep these motherfucking lights going. No Cash won with the $5. Yeah, the Dreamcast thing was a joke. This episode, a lot of truth, a lot of cap, and funny. Chat, hit the like button. Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Our first show.
Support the movement.
133 people watching. Here to support. Like I always say, you don't have to agree with anything we say on this show. We don't want you to. Whether you agree or disagree, that's not the point. The point is that you are joined in this conversation. We're having a conversation. Whether you agree or disagree is not the point, okay? We can all learn from each other. My brother, King Thrash, a.k.a. the Series S, is a speaker, my nigga. It is a speaker to compete with PC monitors with speakers. You feel me? Gaming with the $2. Y'all cool with Xbox being a third-party company? Last I heard, PlayStation putting their games on PC. They're a third-party company too. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It's our third to me.
And they got a mobile game. And they got a mobile game that's grossing more money than some of their AAA games. What are we doing here? Stop, Thrash. So sit your ass down. We thank you for the $2, bro. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother. I pulled up to your show last night, brother. You had some. This brother Thrash. Let me tell y'all something. Thrash is my. Hey, don't never get it twisted, bro. Don't never get it twisted. I might disrespect this dude. I might slang mud at this dude, but this is the homie, brother. This is a cool dude, brother, and he has a great He has a great channel where he let anybody come on there that have a different opinion than his to voice their opinion and state their case. So shout out to bro, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow his channel, bro. This brother said last night.
Why the fuck he trying to fuck up my goddamn shit?
Let me
just invite me over to this shit.
Now we got that all out the way. I pulled up to his channel last night, and this brother was volcanoing for about 6 hours, brother. This brother was volcanoing for about 6 hours. The brother said, why would they put Call of Duty in Game Pass? He said that Microsoft is not putting Call of Duty in Game Pass. I was like, huh? No, I had to hit that again. Let me see. He said $70. They not gonna pass up. $70. Why would they put it in Game Pass for the $70? What? For what? What are we doing here? Not that thrash you, my homie. But brother, you have some of the most, bro. Your thought process is different than others. That's why you can't thrash. You don't think like everybody. You don't say what other people say, brother.
Shake the shit up.
You don't say what
bag and shake it.
Don't shake that shit up. Having that shit come out. It's coming out, and he gonna stand on it. $70. Why would they put it in Game Pass? They get $70. I say, what? See, look. It's not about software sales or hardware sales anymore. It's about subscribers.
Facts.
It's about subscribers. And the minute the people start getting that and understand that Microsoft is not operating the way the traditional industry used to work in the past in terms of hardware sales and software sales. They're looking at the industry totally different than how it used to operate. And the industry is operating totally different than the way it used to operate in the past. And once we start learning that and accept that, then you understand what Microsoft $70.
Don't mean
why would
shit.
They skip out on $70? They're going to lose $500 million taking it. They don't care about no $500 million. When if they make Call of Duty exclusively Game Pass, that $500 million going to go right into subscriber numbers. Mm-hmm. You think what they lose on PlayStation they won't make up in Game Pass subscribers? You are a fool. You are a fool. But you know what, the King Thrash, brother? When the show get going, as we get established, we're going to get you on this show, brother. You invited me to your Discord. You invited me to your platform without any problems. Anytime I could jump on your show, brother. So we're going to extend the same hand to you, brother. And we're going to get on here and we're going to debate. We're going to debate. And hopefully I can make that soon, brother. Because we got to talk about Microsoft not putting Call of Duty in Game Pass because of $70. You feel me? They not fit to turn down $15 versus $70, B. You feel me? Well, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. So let me get the rest of these and then we can. The Ruhan with the $5. Great show, but who's the market leader? Love my Xbox, laugh out loud. You know what? Right now, Sony and Tencent is the market leader. And by you stating that, Ruhan, if they are the market leader, then why people are out here screaming antitrust laws and monopoly?
And making phone calls.
Huh, Ruham? Why they are
snitching?
They out here literally
voicemails.
These people out here literally on Joe Biden tweet all the stuff that's going on in America. We're trying to get the Build Back Better plan, brother. We're trying to get them child care taxes coming in month again, right? Motherfuckers out here dying of COVID. You got Omicron, Deltaron, Voltron, Omarion. You see Ovion. You got all these versions of COVID. And these PlayStation fans up on Joe Biden Twitter telling, stop Microsoft from purchasing Activision.
They can't do this. It's a monopoly. No.
All this shit going on in the world. And the police on Joe Biden Twitter.
Hurt the gaming industry.
They in Joe Biden DM somehow. Fuck COVID right now.
We can't do
Stop
this.
Microsoft from purchasing Activision.
We don't do this. I give you my taxes. No.
Yo. What
We
is
gotta do a petition.
Yo, what is going on?
Real
What
Sony
is
games
going
matter.
Yo,
No.
yo, what is going on, bro? What is going on? When you know the cap, you know it's reached an all-time high when these niggas trying to reach out to the president over gaming this.
We not gonna buy your CD. No. You want us to vote for you next year? Don't let this happen.
Hey, that's my
Kamala. Get Kamala out here.
That's my president. Yeah,
where's Obama when you need him?
Yo, we finna get out of here. We about to get. Yo, we look.
We taking all the games. Let's get in this Twitter Spaces. We gotta form together. Get your animated pics ready.
Dear Joe Biden, we come to you humbly, right? We know you dealing with the Build Back Better plan.
If we want our games.
But we have a crisis on our hand, Joe Biden. We have a crisis.
They stealing.
We are about to lose Call of Duty.
They stealing. With my mama. Gotta stop feeling. It's too much.
Yo,
This shit deeper than bleeding edge.
Yo, I can't with y'all.
Hey man, end this shit. I got
I want to thank y'all. I'm just gonna hit the end button.
my healthy feedback matter.